You people asked, I've delivered. We've got Cecil in the building. Large up yourself every time, my guy. Appreciate you for doing this. We say, my dude.
All good, man. All good. All good. No football this weekend, so I'm here. You know what I mean? I've got a weekend off. I say that
That's
I'm
a
not
rarity for you as well, man.
massively rare, massively rare. So, but yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. You well?
I'm good, man. Obviously, you kind of touched on it. There's no football. The football season's kind of done. I'm kind of chilled now. When it's all said and done, I feel better about Arsenal. I must admit, bro, it's a bit weird, but no matter how much I've been happy this season or bad, felt bad in the season that's just gone by, I miss us, man. Like I'm not. It's like being in a toxic relationship, saying I'm leaving, and then when you've obviously gone, I want you back, man. I actually want Arsenal to get playing again, man. Let's start there, man. Obviously, smash the like button, subscribe to Cecil's channel, even though he don't put much content out there. Follow him on socials. He's a busybody. Obviously, it's reflection period. Yeah. What's your immediate thoughts now that it's all said and done? The season's done. Like, how are you feeling?
Disappointed. I think is the initial feeling, but no, it's disappointment. It's more disappointment than anything because it's second again, and then in the season where with Man City dropping, you'd expect Arsenal to be the first team to be first. Obviously, Arne Slot's Liverpool done really well. Got to give him credit. I pick him up every time I see Liverpool fans. They try and give me smoke, but I just say fair play, shake their hand and say you've done it. Fair play. Yeah, so that's a disappointment. We should have won the league, even though it was never in the race. I just felt like this should have been our year. It didn't happen. And I said at the beginning of last season that Arteta has to win a trophy by the end of this season. I think I've even said on this show actually, and if not, then we have to question his position. That hasn't happened. He's still going to be an Arsenal manager. He's still going to get another season. I'm still going to back it in, but it leads me to feel disappointed. In the Champions League, I'll be honest, fans, some people aren't agreeing that PSG winning it makes them feel better. For me, it does. I mean, it's annoying that we've
lost to the winners, isn't it?
Yeah, bro, and I know that's some people say, it's a terrible mentality in that, but I'll be honest, they were unbelievable. They were unbelievable. They are unbelievable. Not to say that we can't hit those levels. I mean, we didn't get battered by them, but they went on, and then the ones they knocked us out, and fair play to them. They gave us a tough game. But yeah, we had a better run in the Champions League than we did last season. Obviously, we made the semi-finals to the quarterfinals. But again, I'm disappointed because it's second again, and you haven't picked up a trophy. I think if you're the second best team in the UK, you should be picking up trophies on the way. That's where my major disappointment comes. I know people will say transfer windows and whatnot, which they're right to, because we haven't got a striker. We're still bloody waiting, and we'll probably get into that. But my thing is, when you're that good of a team, and I don't think anyone can deny that we're a good team. We're a good team. You've got to be picking up trophies on the way. And I don't care if it's a League Cup. I don't care if it's FA Cup. I don't care what it is. But you can't be that good, beating Real Madrid's and that comfortably and all of that, and not pick up silverware on the way when you've got your noisy neighbours picking up silverware. So in their worst season. So disappointed now. And I don't think I've reflected since everyone else has done, all the competitions have been done. But now, because they're all done, yeah, it's more disappointment than anything. But we go again next season.
Cecil, it's nice to know I'm not crazy, because everything you said is what I agree with, in the sense that we came into this season, Arteta needed, or better yet, Arsenal and Arteta needed to get over the line. Like you said there, yeah, you kind of suggested, and that's one thing that I feel fans don't accept. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say we're a good team. You can't see we're a good team. All the statistics, you work for AFTV, so you see it, like all the tactical stuff that we're doing and all the praise that we give Mikel Arteta and the team and all the things we're doing. It's just a case of getting over the line. I also agree with you in that people can say they want Arteta in, they want Arteta out, they're a bit indifferent, but fundamentally he's not going anywhere anytime soon. And you're a content creator like myself, so you probably get the same not even frustration, but it's a question that you're asked a million times, and it's a question that at this moment in time, for obvious reasons, nothing is going to go and change really. A bit of another question, yeah. Do you feel that throughout Mikel Arteta's time, like I look at the last 3 years, when you're talking about champs and prems, like so from 2022, 23 to now, yeah, that's where I'm looking at prem and maybe Champions League and winning those kind of trophies. But throughout his duration, obviously we've only won one FA Cup and the Community Shields. Do you feel like throughout his time, if he picked up an FA Cup here, a League Cup here, not that there wouldn't be pressure to get over the line in major honours, but there'd be less aggression and questioning him in that regards? Like, he'd buy himself a bit of time, I guess.
1,000,000%. Dude, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. There'll be less pressure. There's an obscene amount of pressure for him. Even fans I speak with now are like, "Yo, I'm giving him the window. Like, I want to see what if he messes up this window." Granted, we've just had a new sporting director, Andrew Berta, come in. All that. Fans aren't here. Fans I'm speaking to that And listen, a lot of them have been they stick to their they don't like Arteta from the beginning, so they're giving him even more pressure. But even some that were kind of Arteta in are saying, well, I need a good win, I need a striker. If he's too arrogant to get a striker, we start the season bad, I'm going to be campaigning for him to go out. So I think there's more pressure on him. If he picked up trophies on the way, because he hasn't been great in those cup competitions, the League Cups and the FA Cups, then yeah, he would have had less pressure. And listen, Champions League's a bit different. We only got back into it. I can't expect my man to win it first time back. That's naive. That's stupid.
That's where you kind of allow him a bit in the chance,
yeah,
which there has been progress, to be fair.
Facts. I think I'm a fair and I think I'm a fair fan when it comes to those things. Like, I think picking up a League Cup or an FA Cup isn't too much of an ask, especially when you look at the likes of people that won it this season. Listen, I'm happy for Palace. I'm happy for Newcastle, man. Big them up. But like those teams that we should be, we've struggled against Newcastle quite a lot recently in Arteta's tenure.
Yeah.
He should be picking up those sort of trophies when those sort of teams are winning it, when you're the second best team in the country, especially if Liverpool are out of that competition. I'm frustrated. It would have eased the pressure massively if he was picking up silver on the way, because again, it's not always for a fan to say, well, look at what they're doing. So like Man United, I know when Ten Hag was there in their worst seasons, he was picking up silverware. Like, yeah, fair enough. I don't want to be in their position. Where we are is a lot better. We've got youth breaking through. The club's in a really good place.
Got a lot more stability.
Yeah, in all arguments, we were in a lot better place. However, they will always say, but we've had a better season. We picked up silverware. Why'd you play football? To win. So no matter what trophy it is, well, obviously not no pre-season's crap. You have to be picking up some sort of domestic silverware, in my opinion, on the way when you're supposed to be the next up. If you are that title, then at least pick up silver on the way. So it would have eased a lot of pressure if he did. He hasn't. And there's pressure managing Arsenal anyway. Like now you're just under obscene amount. And yeah, so we'll see how this season goes. But he's under a microscope for many, including me. Microscope, magnifying glass, whatever you want to call it. Same thing.
Naturally, everyone should, because again, I feel Arteta is no man's without faults. Obviously, he's done a lot of good, he's done a lot of bad, but he's clearly a good manager. Like, even if people that don't rate him, you don't need to make out that he can't manage a pub team. The only bottom line is it's about getting over the line. I know there's just not one single aspect in our team as to why we didn't win the league or why we haven't competed, but bottom line is in these last 3 years, 3 very different seasons, we've not done what needs to be done, and it's just the question gets bigger and bigger every season that happens, man. Do you feel like, obviously, I don't need to ask you, would you want to win the Prem or the Champs or win everything next season? 1,000,000% you would, like every normal fan, right? But you said something and it got me thinking, because obviously people at this moment in time, you're looking at all the clubs that have won silverware, Cecil, they're sitting there and saying, a trophy's a trophy, you haven't got one. As you said there, what do you play football for? Which is cool. But I do feel if we fast forward next year and he won like an FA Cup or a League Cup or both of those, I don't feel that's enough. I think people will say that's Tim Pot. I think he kind of needs to win the majors, specifically the Prem. Do you think like a league or FA Cup's enough to save him next season, or not necessarily save him, but get people off his back?
It's an interesting thing, actually. I haven't really thought that far forward. Or if we just got a League Cup next season, where would it be like? I think it would be, I think they'd still be hungry for more. There'll be still pressure on them. I think fans they'll be saying 6 years or 7 or 6 years with a League Cup and FA Cup's not good enough. However, I don't know. For me personally, just the League Cup is a little bit dark. I mean, I haven't seen it. The last time we won it, I wasn't born, so
same.
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, like I'm not gonna turn my nose up it. But it all, again, and it's a boring answer, but it all comes to context again. And I don't want to be that guy. But if we're second in the league, just missing out by like a game, we get to a final of the Champions League and we pick up a League Cup, then or an FA Cup or an FA Cup, then I know the club will definitely be fine with that. They'll keep him in the job because, again, it's top 4, it's money. They're still getting like all those things. It just depends on the fans. Will the fans be outraged? I don't know. It's a tough one. That's a tough one to say. I haven't really got the full answer. For me personally, it's silverware. People will still point and laugh at us because it's not a major. But again, I think when you've got 2 trophies to win, 2 major trophies, it's tough. It is tough. And if all the teams are strengthening and whatnot, I mean, it's hard to say at this stage. Like, it's really hard to say at this stage because, yeah, you don't know how the season's going to play out. Like, for instance, I think like last season, I don't think was ever really in it. So I'm not as frustrated. I'm annoyed with him when any trophy, but with the league, I was like I said, I give credit to Liverpool. The season before was the season that we should have won it, missing out by 2 points to Man City. We had no injuries or no major injuries. That was my biggest frustration. I think that was our best chance to win it. So the fact we didn't then, I get it. I think if it comes to this season and it's similar to that, and it's more on Arteta why we don't get it over the line in the Premier League, then I see why fans can have an argument. It is, again, it's all context. If it's just a season like we've had this season, where a team's just done really well and just gone mad runs like Liverpool and whatnot, and we end up winning the trophy, but it's not the Premier or the Champions League, then it is going to be, it is what it is. And that's people going to be frustrated at. I don't know. I do like Arteta. I saw heard Ian Wright speaking literally, I think yesterday actually, or the other day. And I like Arteta. I think he's a good coach. He has to start winning silverware.
You need to show you're a winner now.
Yeah, bro. Like, you have to get over the line. And I think most fans are saying that. And I just haven't really considered if it's a smaller trophy, what do fans do? I mean, it all depends on what happens in the rest of the competitions and how we kind of end up in them. If we go out early in the FA Cup, the Champions League, and we're nowhere near it in the Premier League, then yeah, and we win an FA and we win a League Cup.
Dark next season, man.
I'm saying you got to go, but yeah, man.
Why can't he, like, not even he, like, I obviously Arteta is the manager, but when I say he, I'm more talking about Arsenal. Like, obviously it's 3 different years, 3 different contexts, but for you, if there was a bottom reason as to why we're not getting over the line, like, why are we not, especially where the Prem's concerned, why are we not? We have some good days out, but we ain't got no, well, Islington hasn't had a parade, man.
Yeah, I mean, funny, like, I was at the Women's Champions League parade, and I was just looking around.
Big them up.
Bloody hell, like, imagine if the man then won it as well. Like, imagine if we both won the Champions League this year. Like, this would be an absolute lock on.
London shut down, man.
Be a madness. I really enjoyed the women's parade. Well, it wasn't even a parade. It should have been a parade. It's a trophy lift. They deserve a parade. But yeah, like you said, there hasn't been a parade in Islington. And why in a long time? It's not as simple to say as we haven't got a striker. There's no way that is the answer. But I'm telling you, it has a big part to play in why I think Arsenal haven't picked up silverware. Because again, that comes to, in my opinion, actually, do you know what? Let me caveat it with, it's a January window. I just think the January windows have been so abysmal these past seasons. I think the past 3 January windows, we haven't signed anyone. And for me, it's that is a big thing. And listen, signings can be wrong. You can get mistakes in signings. We've had bad January windows in the past as Arsenal.
100%.
But what I believe is that I saw PSG pick up Kvaratskhelia. I seen Aston Villa pick up a Rashford and I know they had Marlon before. They had Asensio as well. And I'm not saying Aston Villa went and won anything, but they definitely kicked on. So for me, at that stage when it hit the January window this season, we was in every competition. We knew Saka was going to be out. It was in December, but we was in every competition at the beginning of January. So for me, if you invest heavily in that January window, and it's a big ask, it's hard to do signings. We could do loan deals. If you really pulled your finger out,
could have got someone.
Yeah, exactly. Someone. I'm saying if you try to push and brought in a few bodies, especially with the way players went down, I really do feel that Arsenal could have kicked on and picked up silverware this season, but we didn't. We could even got Kvaratskhelia. We could have got Kepa in that January, but PSG went and got him. They won the Champions League. That's kind of the difference for me. There might be other things. People talk about mentality and whatnot, and all these other things about getting over the line. But it's hard for me to say things like that when I'm not really in the camp. I haven't really I've spoken with players throughout the season, but I don't know what it is, because every time I speak to them and I hear from the manager, or I've seen people around the manager, they are so laser focused on winning trophies like that everyone speaks. Even I saw Marzo Skelly and Ian Wright. When I saw Marzo Skelly at Baller League, and he was just like, bro, the first thing he said to me was like, listen, I know we kind of let you guys down this season. Like, we are going to win something. I'm like, that's the first thing that came out of his mouth. Like, I didn't even say yo. He said, no, he said, it's finally good to meet you. And then he said that. And I was like, bro, didn't even ask. I'm going to be calm. I wouldn't even ask about football, because I know how you man, listen, you're off season now. But they are so focused on winning silver. And I understand that. And even in the training ground, I know they've got, all the mementos to make it their time, their history, like to create their future by having like the blacked out Premier League and having like spaces for their photos and whatnot. They have all that because they know what they need to do to get that. And I know that people will say, oh, it's all BS, all these things in the training ground and stuff. But when you look at Maddison, the first thing Maddison said when he won the Europa Conference League No, sorry, Europa League. Sorry, not conference. My bad. Europa League. The first thing he said in his interview was like, Ange put there was a space. No, there's photos of the last winners at Tottenham all over the training ground.
See, people laugh at that, but it's you
it's
come
just a
from a footballing background. You got to do them things.
Exactly, it's a mentality thing. And he said, look, they're all in black and white. He goes, Madison even said in his first interview, he goes, look, Harry Kane's one of the most successful players at this club, but he's not even on the wall with a trophy. Like he goes, and then Anne said, it's for you, this group, to put yourselves on that wall. And that's the first thing you're saying in a post-match interview after winning the trophy. I mean, those little things, those little percentages do definitely mean stuff. So I know they're focused for it. So I don't think it's a mentality thing. I think it might. Yeah, I think for me, it's the club not investing in certain windows. The January window is massive. And then maybe some people can say it's experience. Like, is there experienced winners in that dressing room? For me, there's a lot of leaders in there, and I feel like when you hear them speak, the Declan Rices, the Gabriels, and all that, there's a lot of leaders that they seem like they have the mentality to go on and win stuff. It's just they haven't done it yet. So for me, it's just the investment in the club in the certain windows. And if it's not that, then you have to look at the manager. But right now, I am looking at him with one eye, but I'm not full beaming him like, brother, it's you. So yeah, man, I think it's the windows.
Cecil, I think you're bang on. I think it's a bit of everything. I will say I can't blame Mikel Arteta. I can't say Arteta's fully blameless, but I can't blame him for anything. But at the end of the day, and like you said, crucially, in terms of investment, I can't sit here and say the Cronkies haven't quote unquote invested because they've given Mikel Arteta a lot. But I think these lot, I personally think no matter what they say, they would like to win. They don't necessarily are dying to win. And I think Arteta is. I think Arteta's issues are around obviously the tactics and things. And as you're kind of alluding to, I don't feel there's one particular reason as to why our season didn't happen. Obviously, maybe Mikel Arteta adapted, didn't necessarily evolve. You know, we're carrying players, we didn't invest, refereeing decisions, injuries. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But where it kind of doesn't play out for me is, for example, in the league, a lot of people said once City fall off, we're going to be the ones to pounce, and we didn't. So that asks more questions. I've looked back to the summer of last year because I feel everything we want to see in the club this summer we should have done. January, as you're kind of alluding to, is the last chance saloon type of thing. It's like just get something done, give us a bit more juice, try and wrestle back the silverware. And it told me those above Mikel Arteta, I think they're just cool with Champions League because it was predictable was going to get more injuries. Honestly, I feel sorry for the players. I do, because I've seen players I don't necessarily rate step up. People rush back from injuries. People play with injuries. You know, just really run themselves into the ground. I do think if you were to press me for an overriding reason, above all, I do think it comes to depth. But especially with the PSG game, as you said earlier, bro, it's more just quality, if I'm honest, man. We just need quality. Like, even if the season played out the same way and we had a way of winning and new ways of winning, maybe 14 draws is 7, and maybe we're having different conversations. I got to ask you this year, because you mentioned Spurs. Do you think Spurs had a better season than us? That's my first Spurs-related question. It's nice to ask someone else it.
Yeah, I hate this question so much.
Trust me.
Again, I mean, I'll go to the political question answer that everyone says a better season. No, it's a more successful season. Yes, but again, that's the right answer to say. That's what most people are kind of landed on. What I would say when I was asking it before, that answer was, I would rather be in my position as an Arsenal fan than the Tottenham position. That's where I sit. And if I feel like that, then I feel like we'll have a better season. Even though, again, well, yeah, a better season because I haven't just sacked my manager. They have. I mean, and maybe listen, some will say, yeah, well, that's the issue, like that, but that might be the issue that we might need to sack him. I'm like, I'm sorry, when we're not down literally by relegation. I know you won a trophy, congratulations, well done, but I'm sorry, there's no seeing my club in those positions would make me. It's dark. I mean, remember, like, okay, you've had a great run in the cup, you've won the Europa League. Listen, I'm not going to diminish that because I want that. I actually wanted that. When we was in it, I was furious we didn't win it. I still look at Spurs, and I'm not. And I said to Robbie, I'm not doing the Robbie thing where it's like, I'll just put it's a European, it is second tier trophy, but I'm not diminishing it. I want that, so I'll say
we're not strong enough in Europe to be diminishing that. If I'm honest,
exactly, I can't be turning my nose up at things like that. So fair play to well done Spurs, like well done for that, but. I follow the season 38 games with Arsenal. You think man could go home and away and see my team get battered and end up being 15th, 16th, 17th? No, and
week in, week out,
be smiling and be joyous. they're so happy because they haven't seen a trophy in so long. So I understand it. I get that. But I can't go week in, week out, seeing my team, especially spend that much money going to them games, end up being in position 17th or 16th. I'm sorry, there's no way. So for me, if Spurs fans happy with that, that's fine. You won a trophy, you can enjoy your day out. It is, again, I said at the beginning, winning trophies is important in football, of course, but nah, for me, I'd rather be where I am as an Arsenal fan than where they are.
Being devil's advocate again, Cecil, like, do you
on.
think Spurs have higher standards than us? Because some would say they've sacked their manager and he's won a trophy. We haven't necessarily done that. That's a question I was asked yesterday as well.
Oh, it's an interesting way to look at it, but I would definitely say no. I mean, they finished 7th, bro. We were calling for Arteta's head when we lost our first 3 games that season when Brentford beat us and whatnot and was dropping low.
Wenger was killed for a lot less than what Arteta was getting away with as well. So we definitely have
exactly that. Like, so, like, no, their standards aren't the standards are definitely not higher than us. I mean, they lured up Poch, who finished, and granted, we're sitting there now, finishing second, but they lured up Poch for one of their greatest managers ever at their club, and he didn't win anything. Let's not forget that. So, and they cry for him to come back and stuff. So, like, let's just remember that when it comes to, like, standards, like, we are questioning our manager regularly. Even if he went now, we wouldn't be saying Mikel Arteta is one of our greatest managers ever. So that's
a good point.
So let's not forget that. So yeah, man, I don't think they have higher standards than us. They don't. And yeah, they call for, like I said, being a team, you can't sit and watch your team lose that many games and finish that low, and then sack your manager. You think if Arteta won, we're not in the Europa League. If he won the Champions League and we finished near the relegation area, would still want him sacked. 100%. I'm questioning Arteta right now. I'm questioning Arteta right now because the style of football's changed from the last season. I don't
think it's evolved.
I just liked watching Arsenal a majority of the season because the way we were playing. The season before, we were battering teams, singing with stadiums empty everywhere we go, bopping teams 5-6, 4-0. Like, this season has been a bit dread watching. He's been gone with possession and suffocating teams and
it's been just slugging through, if I'm honest.
Exactly. Literally just getting through set piece wins and stuff. Trust me, next season, if it's the same, I'll be then questioning the manager because the style of play is stagnant. It's not allowing players. I watch PSG and think, oh, I'm jealous of that boy. That's exciting. Yeah. That's electric.
You're seeing their guys track back and do your madness.
Exactly. They're doing both. And we have the players to do that. We have young players coming through. We have that level of quality in our team. So for me, if we don't address that going into this season, I'll be on the manager. So our standards are higher. Sorry, the initial question was our standards, and our standards are definitely higher because we demand more. We're a bigger club than Spurs. We always have been.
How do you feel about this comment on screen? Because I think that was in relation to when we're talking about how we're playing. He said the way teams play against us has changed, though. I disagree, I agree, sorry, in the sense that we know low blocks, compactness, they're going to do that. I disagree in the sense of that's going to happen. If you know Arsenal's a better team than you, we can damage you. We're positional monsters. You see it as well. Like, you see all the interviews footballers do and they talk about, Arsenal's one of the toughest teams. They're naturally going to do that. Where I disagree is because I genuinely feel whether it's about the depth, the quality, relying on the same old players to get us through, and many other reasons, the things that we learned last season, they're not necessarily isolated and new to the season that's just gone by. They were there in the previous year. So arguably, if nothing changes, nothing changes. But what would you say towards that?
After that, pop up the question just underneath that as well, or the statement from Beast, like Leo, MCFC afterwards. This one, TW, the way teams play against us has changed, though. That is true. But again, like you just said there, for me, remember, I played to a very, very good standard, yeah? I remember coming up against teams like Dagenham and Redbridge. We played Millwall. We played Dagenham, Redbridge, Millwall, Stevenage, and a lot of those teams, physical, mad.
As you can imagine.
Physical, strong, and they'll try and bully us, We knew that. So we adjusted how to beat those teams. Move the ball quick, know how to walk pockets to attack, where the weaknesses are. We know how to beat those teams. So for me, when teams initially changed against us and they set up in the low blocks, I get it. It's hard. We have to try and work to break it down. brother, I've seen teams play low block against us for now 2 seasons. You buy now, you have to find a solution. Plus, you've also had windows to bring in players that can to better your
Arteta's
chances.
a smart man. Find the way.
Find a way, brother. You get paid. You're the second highest paid manager in the Premier League. You got to find a way, bro. Like that's what you're paid to do. And he's not an idiot. Like you said, he's a very intelligent coach. Like he looks at every dynamic of a match. So for me, yes, teams do change their way when they play against us, and we play better when we play against open teams. Cool, but you now need to know how to play good against open teams and play good against teams that do low blocks. I'm sorry, that's a standard. He knows that anyway as well, but it doesn't matter. Like again, we've set up. I play teams where they set up in certain ways. We learn how to break them down. We should know how to break a team down by that there's a low block. So yeah,
exactly, man. What was the second thing you told me to bring up?
The Beastie Layer FC said, Sesko, I feel like you don't give your honest views because you're
paid. No Cecil slander will be tolerated, mate.
No, that's good. No, we like this. This is good. I mean, I'm not on AFTV now, so this is my honest opinion. I mean, give me some questions in the chat that you want me to answer, and I'll give you the honest opinion. Like,
I think Cecil's been honest. Like, you can't say he's a diplomat.
I'm in a place now where it doesn't really matter what I say. Like, it really doesn't. It really doesn't matter what I say at all. Like, that I'm being paid by AFTV doesn't change anything anyway. AFTV is a platform where fans give their honest opinion. If I was paid by the club, different, but I'm not. So, yeah, right now the club's vexing me, but it's how we are. Right now, we're 5 days into the window, and I know people say, calm down, but it's a joke that other teams are making signs. I'm sure we'll get to at some point. And
let's start there, man, because we can before we both forget, man. Is it reasons to panic? Like, does it bring frustration for you? Yeah, it does for me, if I'm honest.
Me and Robbie argued. We did a talking transfers on Friday. No, it was Friday today. No, yesterday. It's Thursday. Sorry, we did a show where we just kind of round up what's happening in the week, and he's doing a political thing and calm down. It's only this early in the window, but it's pissing me off. And I'm not one to be like this. I'm definitely not. This is a Turkish attitude. Like it's 5 days in and you're getting angry. I said, yeah, like I know how this like. Right, there's many reasons why. One, PTSD, of course. Like we've gone through many windows where we move slow. Two, why are we moving slow again? I don't get it. Like every window we do this, and I think I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I thought with the new Andrea Berta coming in, from what I heard, he's good at doing deals, get things done quickly. He's quite assertive and he's quite aggressive when it comes to making signings. Other clubs have made signings already, and we haven't.
Liverpool, United.
And the reason why I say it is because, like, remember, man does welcome videos. Some people love them, some people hate them. Cool. I do them, and I expect the club to, by completion, have the deal done and announced, because we take a lot of time to do them. I'll be honest. Like for instance, the Martin Zubimendi news that got dropped back near January, brother. We knew about Martin Zubimendi when we bottled. Well, it's not bottled, but when they say we bottled the league, when we knew Liverpool were going to win it, the club, in my opinion, pushed the journalists to say, drop this now. Martin Zubimendi, keep them happy. We've got Martin.
There is an element of that. People can't sit here and deny that with all football teams.
The timing's too clean. Literally, the day or the weekend
from
the league, they dropped the Martin Zubimendi news. Then we got knocked out to PSG in the Champions League further down the line. Martin Zubimendi, pretty much done, came back into the Arsenal atmosphere. That news being pushed in again. So I'm like, the timing's too perfect for them not to put motion on that. So they've done all that before this summer window's opened, and we still haven't announced Martin Zubimendi. Don't piss me off. I'm sorry. Clubs have signed other players. It's a joke. It's a joke what they're doing over there. And even still, they've opened the window early because of the Club World Cup. Get your deals done. Business should be done early to allow the player. Granted, listen, they won't be integrated straight away because teams are away in international duty, but at least get it. Like, we've known about this for so long. Get it done. The Declan Rice deal, I knew about it back in the January before. It took halfway through the summer window for us to actually announce. Actually, it was towards the back end of the summer window to actually announce him. So for me, it's annoying. It's an issue. I don't know why it takes so long. Some people are saying because of the books need to be renewed in July. So a lot of teams are waiting to do the business in July. Okay, but then get other deals done that some clubs don't have to wait till July. Other clubs are doing business now. And if I look at it, Mbeumo and Cunha, listen, Mbeumo's not confirmed yet. For me, I'm like, brother, I'm looking at Sesko and Zubimendi. I actually like, when you look at Cunha and Mbeumo, there's an argument there to say they're more established, more Premier League proven, and probably maybe a better signings than what we're linked to, potentially. potentially.
And that's the thing. I look at it on a twofold, because like you, I'm not one to scream and shout just because I can't necessarily see anything. I don't know Berta or I don't know Arteta, and I do want to kind of calm myself down at least until the window's done. But then I do think there's a correlation, at least in the last few years, when we've got players in early, like for pre-season, generally they've done quite well. And then I understand even the most calmest of Arsenal fans, if they were like, you know what, the window's just open, don't watch what other teams are doing. Do you really think Arsenal are not working in the background? A lot of these things are true. But then I looked to last summer, and that was my thinking. And granted, yeah, Mikel Merino came in, Calafiori arrived, and then you saw what we did on deadline day with Neto and Sterling. And if I'm honest, not even in hindsight, because I said it on the time on my platform, I said when that window shut, I kind of checked out from us winning the league. It kind of felt to me that too many things would have to go right. We need everyone fit. We need a lot of players to go through purple patches. Nothing could go wrong, which obviously, as you saw this season, was the complete opposite. And like you're saying, I just think it's a case of just frustration for us Arsenal fans. We've seen our pagans win trophies. We ain't obviously won the league. People are frustrated with the manager. People don't necessarily rate Gyökeres or Sesko. You're seeing what other teams are doing. It's just adding to the frustration. And I hope the team deliver, man, because I do think Arteta on the transfer front has set himself up for failure purely on the basis of you've told me as a fan that you're kind of like the fool guy, because you're typically quite diplomatic when it comes to transfers. He always says them things, Cecil, like, oh, we're always going to try and improve the team. We need super players, etc. No problem. In January, he was very specific about wanting the striker. Then obviously the transfer news kind of went dead. And towards the end of the season, especially when Berta came in, like he's been very bullish. He's like, we're going to do some exciting business. I'm getting goosebumps, Berta, this, that, and the other. Now, I don't expect him to say anything different, but naturally, you're arousing fans' imagination. So if it doesn't bang, we're in issues. We owe our fans at the very least. And actually, I would extend that to the playing staff. The summer you should have had last year, man, because it's not sustainable, bro. Like, it really isn't. Like, I know we're going to get into the Gyökeres Sesko stuff, but as much as I want to, Sesko's got pros, Gyökeres has got pros, they both got cons. I'm at the point, bro, where just sign me a striker. Just, the areas you need to address, just get them in and let's just go, man. But and I also feel sorry for Berta. Do you think Berta can't win this window? Because obviously he's been here for 2 minutes. Can't imagine what he's supposed to do in a matter of months. Everybody's expecting signings in early. Obviously, he's got a lot to do. We're seeing new contracts. We're seeing many links. Like, do you think Berta is not set up to fail, but like there's too much hope in him? I guess I'm alluding to.
I feel sorry for Edu because I'm an Edu fan, and I still feel like he left. I think there was some beef behind the scenes as well.
100%.
For me, Berta, I actually don't think he has too much of a hard job. I'll be real.
Swear, you reckon?
Yeah. I mean, you're under pressure because you're Arsenal, but I think you re-sign the players. Gabriel Magalhaes has just re-signed. Done a really over the moon for that. You get those players, him, Salibas, the Saka, all those people on new deals and that, which that can be tricky, but I think majority of them are committed to stay. I think Gabriel Magalhaes was actually my biggest worry. Of all the players that are our future, Gabriel Magalhaes was the one I was worried about because Saudi came in for him. They were sniffing around. They were offering big money. I think
he's of that age now as well.
Yeah, so he was my biggest fear. He got that over the line. The next thing, listen, you sign a striker, most fans, brother, are gonna be happy. I'm not being funny. That's literally it. Most fans will be happy with listen, you need to get more than that, in my opinion. But majority of fans, if you sign a striker, for me, I think you need to get Gyökeres over Sesko. But if you sign a good striker, you win a lot of the fans over. I'll be real. I'll be completely honest. From the fans I've spoke with, everyone says we just need a striker. You get that done. I think you're good. I think you're very good. I think if he was smart, he would have got the striker in early to appease the fans, get them over the line, and then add in other little signings to build them up. I don't think that's too much of a hard job. And the reason why I say that is because you can get the strikers at Sesko and Gyökeres are pretty much there for the taking. One of them. And if you've got 200 million before you make your sales, you've got 200 million to play with. We're in one of the best financial positions to make signings this window in the Premier League. So for me, I don't think you have that much of a hard job. You sign a striker early and then you add in little signings throughout that window, and you're nice, brother. You're nice. You done the Alvarez deal as well. Alvarez. I'm not saying we're going to get Alvarez. I know we're probably not, but there's other people I think you could bring in and people will be happy with. Like, he has a good track record of getting signings in. So for me, I don't think it's as hard as people are making out. I just think you've got to do business. And I think you're stalling a little bit. I don't know why. But yeah, if you get a striker, you win over majority of the fans. So I don't think you're that much of in a stressful position. But yeah, I'm so annoyed it's taking longer than needed, in my opinion.
That's the thing, man. It's taking too long.
Yeah, it's taking long. It's taking long. It is taking long.
But I mean, they say we got to have patience, Cecil, man.
But we say that every bloody window we have to have. Bro, we are paid. Arsenal fans are fucking patient. We're so patient.
We're very patient.
We're patient for years. For years. Honestly, like there is a small minority that are just screaming. You know, they'll be screaming Arteta out, and there's a loud online negative toxic side. But I'll be honest, the majority are very patient. I see it, bro. I go to games. I see them week in, week out. I see people day to day, and they're not doing the outlandish stuff online and whatnot. So I think we are very patient. Yes, that side that is outlandish and putting pressure can be quite loud at times, but right now we've been patient for many years. For Andrea Berto, it might feel like a bit of pressure because you come into a really patient Arsenal fan base that are waiting for silverware and have been okay when it comes to January windows and signing no one. It's becoming frustrating, but we've been patient. So bun the patience right now, man. Bun the patience. Go and get the deals done. For real.
You're right, man. It's like now I need a bit of intensity, man. Like the only thing I use as a luxury is I don't know what the club are doing, but yeah, get it done. And I think you know how typically we've been that club. Like, you know, when we go back to Partey and Aouar, for example, we know we needed an 8 and a 6, but depending on, we knew our club was only going to sign 1, and depending on if you more wanted an 8 or a 6, that's where he's going to be. Me personally, I think all of that kind of stuff this summer is gone. I think you need to get a striker, you need a left winger, you need a central midfielder. There's no half job slapdash stuff now. We're beyond that. One love for the super chat, Anton, man. Actually, Cecil, you do hold Robbie's feet to the fire. He defends Arteta to tie levels, Philippine up. Fair play, man.
No, yeah, we have to listen. I mean, obviously, part of being a presenter is being able to play the other side. He's devil advocate and whatnot. But also, again, yeah, like Robbie does transfer daily every day. Like sometimes I sit and I think, bro, no, you're chatting rubbish shit. More time, I think he's very sensible. But sometimes I sit and listen. I think, nah, man, why are you saying these things? We've got to be called out. And the recent video we did on Thursday, it was me calling him out. I just think like he's telling me to be patient. I'm saying, brother, I'm done with the patience, bro. Allow that. So yeah, you
gotta give me another reason to be patient, man. Like it's time to just keep going. It's like just prove me wrong. And I'm at the point now, Cecil, where I love the club, love the players, all of that kind of stuff. But I mean, just show me mode now. Don't tell me, not even necessarily transfers. If you want to win trophies, show me, because I feel for fans. Yeah, like even let's just say I was a negative fan. I was disillusioned with life at Arsenal. We went for Mikel Arteta. I don't believe Mikel Arteta is good. This is when he first walked in. I don't believe he's good enough. He don't have the experience. There's been some rocky times where I feel like, yeah, see, I told you he wasn't good enough. We've got from the back-to-back 8th. We've now accelerated into these conversations where there's many. I'm not here to say we're the biggest and baddest, but there's many things to envy. You know, that we're united and all of these things are happening. There's year-on-year progress. And I'm starting to believe, you know what, 2022, 23, okay, fair enough. We didn't expect to win the league. We go again next year. Everyone's saying, oh, Arsenal's going to fall away. Everyone's going to improve. We get better. We miss out by a point or two against City. You then go into the summer of the season that's just gone and you're thinking, right, if we do this, blah, 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 things can happen. We didn't, but we say, okay, this team just finished second. Fair play. And then you end up here. And I genuinely think we're a mixed bag. It's like there's 10 good things, there's 10 bad things. I feel for the negative people, we're not as bad as they make out. And I do think there's a part of our fan base that, you know, everything is amazing in it. Like, and I don't feel that's the case, because if everything was amazing, we'd win trophies. I think we're in this gray area, and I think that's where the club needs to decide where they need to go. And it is what it is, man. I hope people come in for pre-season. I hope by the time this stream's finished, bro, that we've signed someone. But yeah, man, I want to get your thoughts on something before I forget, yeah, because I've been going a bit left. It's always a great convo with you, man. I lack structure when I'm here with my guys, but with Arsenal's 2024-25 season now wrapped up, I want to know your player of the season, young player of the season, most improved player of the season, unsung hero, disappointment of the season, performance of the season, and goal of the season. Let's start with goal of the season.
Oh, yo, come on now.
Yeah, you got to ask. You never know. I think every Arsenal fan of ours got the same question. I mean, same answer, but you got to ask.
Second free kick from Rice. However, because everyone's probably gonna, I'm gonna try and do difference as well. I'll try and do difference, but let me do firstly second free kick from Rice, which is probably what everyone's gone with. But I will say the Calafiori away goal against Man City, the feeling I got in that stadium when he wrapped it bins, I'll be honest, that for me was mental. I mean, Real Madrid had that second free kick for me again, was crazy as well. But yeah, that I want to give an honourable shout out to Calafiori against City, because I was in that stadium and
that must be mad.
It was mental. I don't know what I don't know the energy. I think going into that game, the energy was it was mental. So I don't know that one. I give him that. I'm giving that. But I'm gonna go. I know it's obvious one. The Rice second free kick for me because he done it twice, and it's obviously against Real Madrid. But big shout out to Calafiori, man. That was a madness. That come out of nowhere. A defender. Never expect that from him. No, I wasn't even thinking for him to shoot. He took it in the bins against City, and at that time, City were obviously known to be still obviously an amazing team. It just that the whole thing around that crazy. But yeah, it's going to be Rice. But yeah, I'm gonna have to throw that one in there.
Do you remember Saka's against Liverpool?
Where
I think he smashed it with his right.
Oh, he smashed it with his right. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think. I'm not saying you necessarily, but I don't feel anyone. I feel not enough people are giving enough credit for that finish. I know Rice has got his 2 against Madrid, but it's like everyone's kind of forgot that.
Yeah, fair.
I'd go Rice second free kick for what it's worth as well. Like everybody was there. Well, everybody saw it. Like
I do like Miles. I do like Miles against City as well, just because of the
for the
storyline behind it. Yeah, but
to be fair.
Saka. To be fair, Saka one. Yeah, no, Saka one's interesting. I think we got a good. That's a good. They're a good three though. The Saka, the Calafiori, and then the Rice one. That's a good three.
And it's not as amazing, And I don't want to mention them because they won a trophy and they can say we celebrated scoring a header. But I don't know why. But when Magalhaes scored away at Spurs, when he scored that header, I don't know why I enjoyed that one so much beyond the obvious.
Yeah, because we got the corner and was kind of half singing a set piece again at that stage. I was saying, we started cheering. We started cheering when we got the set piece. So I hear you. I was there as well for that. That was a mad one as well. To be fair, actually, I forgot that. That was a good energy, but. Yeah, man. I think Calafiori, the Calafiori, and also the Declan Rice one, and that Saka one's up there.
Yeah, man. I don't think you can disagree. I mean, Rice, Declan twice, as we say. Performance of the season. Another one that I'm pretty sure where you're gonna go, but gotta ask.
Yeah, performance of the season is actually, yeah. I don't know. Nah. It has to be the home game. I know the 3-0, but I want to give it to the away game only because I was at the away. The home game, obviously, I was watching Box Park with the fans then. But the away game, I want. Do you know what? Fuck, this is my list. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's yours.
Away, man. Like, listen, the home game was probably better football. However, the away game, and I'm going to give you the context as why. One, I was there, but two, when we arrived in Spain, people. Every freaking Real Madrid fan was saying, Remontada, you lot haven't experienced. It's going to be a long night. The way they were so arrogant, it actually annoyed me. But I also envied it because I was like, wow, you lot are so fucking confident in your team. And I respect that. But we went out for dinner. We went to the hotel and or our Airbnb. And even the people that were in the Airbnb locations, they were like, you wait, just wait. They were doing this.
They're so convinced.
They were saying the way they were saying, like, we're gonna lose. I kept saying, bro, we're 3-0 up. They were like, so, and I was like, you lot are actually mad. But I said I rate it, but you lot are mad. And then I was thinking, then I started questioning Arsenal. I was like, wait, we're gonna lose. And then Robbie was like, don't be silly. I was like, brother, why are they so confident? And then we was in there. They obviously scored, but the fact that Saka missed that penalty, and even then, the Real Madrid fans were laughing in the stadium. I was like, okay, cool. All right, cool. These lot think they're going to win. And then Saka dinking the goalkeeper for his goal. Was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. That performance just showed a load of character. The fact that I actually thought we was going to lose that game, but go through. I thought we was going to lose that 2-0 or we're going to lose 2-1.
I think I thought the same way as well.
That's what I know. I felt that. I definitely felt that, especially when I was in Spain. So the fact that we beat them again, bro, class. So that for me, that performance there. And do you know what's close second? I know people say the Real Madrid home game. For me, that Man City home game was amazing.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. What do you mean?
Was beautiful.
Smoked them.
Smoked them. I was
They deserved it.
comment straight then. Man City was better, I think. Yeah, see, even that. Straight as soon as I said, I think that performance there was incredible. But I think it's annoying, it's frustrating for me for Arsenal to see that, because I'm like, your home performances Arsenal was so bad in the league that season, bar that game, that I'm quite annoyed. In the Premier League season, I'm quite annoyed that we didn't hit those levels. And all the draws we had that season, it felt like you needed something, some sort of spike or needle to get you to that level. I don't want that. I think it should be having that level of performance throughout.
Should be a minimum, innit?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go to the away game, Real Madrid.
That's the thing, man. Like, just as you've been speaking and I've been reading the chat, it just made me feel this is all great, and not to put a negative spin on it, but there's something in this team. Like, just get over the line. Do you know how nice I would have loved to have won the Champions League 1,000,000% or the Prem? But if we just had something to signify this, like, it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting. I'm with you in a sense that I'm a bit different. I can understand why you'd say Real Madrid away, because I remember how I thought. I did feel, you know what, we were perfect in the home game, but I was fearing that comeback, you know, that Real Madrid voodoo, as they say. Obviously, you was at the game, in the atmosphere, the Bernabeu, and, you know, it's a massive stadium, as you know, and the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff. So I can understand why you go to that. But for me, because of the shock factor, not even just Declan Rice's 2 free kicks, just the way we played, the context is around the injuries, I'm going to go Arsenal at home against Real Madrid. I have to say City. Unpopular one for me personally, I would say City away, because of all the, you know, when the red card happened and we remained firm. But I'd actually say PSG in the league phase. You know, I actually think we was quite good at the Emirates in the league phase. Obviously, PSG were bad for us, but they were a different team to when we actually had to play them and it mattered. Some people in the chat are saying, you know, when we battered PSV and Sporting, I can't disagree with that. It was great performances there. And obviously Lewis Skelly against City and Wanyeri and even Kai Havertz. It made no sense. The 5-1 City, it made no sense. Absolutely no sense. But this is why we need to win trophies. So we got goal of the season, performance of the season, disappointment of the season, bro.
Disappointment of the season.
It's a tough one.
Good one. I'll be honest, DG, yeah. Thank you for this. Because big up AFC stuff as well. I took a photo of this because I might use this week in our content, because this is a good break.
Yeah, no, do it, man.
No, I can't lie. So if you see it, I'll give you a shout. Fuck it, I'll say this. Because I like this. I do like this. Disappointment of this. Okay. Everyone will say PSG. It's not really PSG, because they were better than us. I'll be honest. So I don't.
Just gotta be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's disappointment. I wasn't disappointed. Like, I didn't come out of that game and I was disappointed we went out of the Champions League, but great one. Odegaard, massive. So I was going to say the January window, because that's why I think for me it all went wrong. So for me, it's this January window. Odegaard is a great one, though. You know, that is a really good one. Well done, Aaron.
Yeah, he's been poor, unfortunately. Yeah, he'll be back though, Aaron, man. Did you see him yesterday? Yeah. He's back. He's coming.
Oh yeah, him and Haaland celebrating that. Yeah, he done well. Yeah. Let me go. Okay, I'm gonna go January window. Is there anything else? We got a lot of draws. Yeah, Odegaard was bad though. You know, Odegaard was bad. I'm gonna go January window. I just think we didn't do any business again. It's like, I always think you lot are mad to do. I think when the injuries, we had so many injuries at the time. Saka, everyone, Jesus. I think Havertz was down then as well. Yeah, like, how are you not signing players in that January window? Yeah,
because you knew you was gonna just get Champions League.
Yeah, but
that's and I'm talking about those above Arteta. Like, those above him told me not serious.
It's crazy. Yeah, not serious at all. So for me, yeah, January window.
It's a techie one, man, because I feel like I've got bare, man. I think overall not to win silverware, if I'm honest. I'd actually say not to win the Champions League. Not that I have a divine right to win the Champions League or saying we was going to, but when you had that, especially the first leg against Real Madrid, and then when we got it confirmed in Spain, I thought, you know what, we're at this stage. You never know. Maybe the footballing gods have shined on us now. I would actually say our whole Premier League campaign in large part, especially the draws and the defeats. January, I agree with you, because I remember it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I remember January vividly, and you know, Declan Rice was begging for players to be signed. Obviously, we were offered Ollie Watkins. We didn't sign anyone. While I haven't been on the board, it felt like Saka's injury wasn't even the one to make people think, yeah, let's sign people. It was Gabriel Jesus. And then we rested on our laurels, and there was that period straight after January where we look shot, man. Like what I think we had Nottingham Forest away. It's just we look very lackluster and like we've given up. But if you had to press me, pause for an answer, ultimately not winning silverware, man. Unsung hero.
Oh,
I already know, man.
Do you? Don't okay, don't tell me because I don't want to be swayed here then. I don't know. Unsung hero can't be Nicholas Jovak. He's got a bloody mural and that, and then time. Oh nah, it's not. I mean, Mikel Merino for me. I haven't looked at this chat. I don't know what people are saying. Oh, is it? Oh, Kivio though in the chat. That's a shout as well. Flip.
Unsung. I got Kivio for that.
Mikel Merino or Kivio. That's Kivio's a great stepping in. Raya, no, because I've done player of the season videos, and a lot of people say they're giving it to Raya. I think Kivio stepping in is a great one.
No, but you see with Raya, bro. Like you said, everyone gives Raya his flowers, and I think he came 3rd or 2nd or something like that on Arsenal.com. But I just feel being a goalie, it goes against you anyways. Yeah, he's popped off many saves, but it goes against you. And I just feel when we're talking about like the players who have played out of their skin, I do think some people are kind of forgetting Raya and Timber in specifics. If I'm honest with you, I don't feel they're getting their flowers.
He hasn't got a song right. He deserves a song, but
exactly.
Yeah, but he won Golden Glove though. Like people are talking like he's got. Yeah, I mean, people aren't talking about him enough, but he's known. We know he's class. He's class. But I think it has to be between Kivior and Marino. I'm gonna go Marino because I'm biased because I'm a striker and I never saw that coming. I remember being at Leicester cussing. How the fuck they bring my man on up front? And then he scores 2 goals, and I'm shamelessly singing his song bare outside the stadium. And then like I kept saying like we can't sustain this. We need a striker. We still do, but he done well, man. He was outscoring he was outscoring big strikers in the league. So big up Mikel Merino. I mean that has to be the one for me. I mean I said that when I was thinking. I didn't look at the chat and I said he's probably the one. But big up Kivior though, stepping in over Gabriel Magalhaes, and he stepped up big time.
That's where it's for me. That's where for me it's most improved player. I give it to Kivior because obviously he's now playing in his position, a lot of confidence. And if I'm honest, you know, he held Saliba's hand. Like if we were to say the games where Saliba's looked a bit shaky with Kivior, if we were to ask which one would have made a mistake, probably would have said Kivior. I think Kivior stood up tall, man, and it's nice to see. So Kivior would be my most improved player, though.
Yeah, fair. Okay. Well, am I gonna copy that?
There's not many improved players, if I'm honest.
I was gonna say I don't know anyone else. I can't say Tim has been solid the whole season. Most improved. I mean, actually, I'm not gonna cut to my player this season, but I've been arguing with Jordan from Jordan Barrett, who also has to talk sport about my player of the season. We was arguing for time, and you could say he's improved, but I'll explain that when we get to that. But yeah, I'll go Kivior then as well.
I mean, we're not going to spend too long here. Big up Wanyeri, but the young player of the season, undoubtedly, it has to be Miles Lewis-Skelly. Yeah, like it's one horse race, really and truly. Like, but he's even with a shout player this season.
Why is that? Is that because Arteta stopped playing Wanyeri, or not? Or is it because Miles was just actually too good? He actually just took that limelight. Because for me, you're right. Miles Lewis-Skelly, he wins that undoubtedly. However, Wanyeri, he was dubbed to be even like when I was before the season started in pre-season, when we were speaking to their families, we was all gassed about Wanyeri. Everyone was because he was the attacking player. Everyone spoke about him. And then all the parents are like, yeah, everyone loves Wanyeri. And they basically were saying, look, we know, like everyone's always saying him. Miles Lewis-Skelly's taken that light. He's now for me the front runner when it comes to young talent. However, but is that because Arteta stopped that hype going forward? Because if he played more and more, who knows? Does that make sense?
You know what? You could say, yeah, because there was a point when Wanyeri was playing, it looked like he could have got an England call-up. I think even Thomas Tuchel was speaking. There are some rumors he's had a little niggle. It's a bit weird because 9 times out of 10, you'd imagine the young attack it's less risky to play young attackers than young defenders. But bro, I can't lie, man. Miles Lewis, like I can't look beyond Miles Lewis-Skelly because you've made that left back spot your own. You moving like one of the veterans and the captains of the team. England debut and goal. Obviously, life has come very fast for you with Haaland across both the games. Bossing Real Madrid. You know, just the Haaland celebration. Obviously, unfortunately, all the racist crap that he has to deal with, and he keeps it in his stride.
Yeah,
I can't lie, man. A chant already.
yeah.
I can't lie, man. Like you have a point, to be fair, but I just think Miles Lewis-Skelly just Usain Bolted with it. If I'm honest with you, like
He's unreal.
I think he's ran with it, man. I can't lie.
I did I fanboyed when I saw him, and I said, bro, like,
I don't blame you, man. He's everyone's favorite, like younger brother now.
He's a young G, and I was like, bro, this is not in me to be like, right, can I get a pick? But obviously, between him and Wright, it was that pick.
You have to, man.
It's a madness. But yeah, Miles, everything you said, I don't say too much on it. I mean, I've literally eulogized over Miles Lewis-Skelly. I was glazing, as they would say nowadays. But when we spoke about him in the player of the season, I said everything he said. The goal against for England, his call up, the racist stuff, the way he's just been able to just keep a clear head, even the way his family set up, what his mum does.
Yeah, shout out his mum, man.
And
his family.
Big up Marcia, and like just everything, just the way he is as a person as well.
Testament to our club.
Facts.
And he just gets it, man. Like he just get like I don't want to pile on Martin Odegaard, yeah. And I know Odegaard's the captain and all of these things, yeah. And I know there's leaders, but there's a couple players in our team that I look at, like I call you the trench babies. Gabriel Magalhaes, David Raya, Miles Lewis-Skelly's been inserted into that. Saka by default, Declan Rice, like they're the men I look at on our pitch, and I'm like, yeah, I expect you lot to be the leaders. And Miles Lewis-Skelly's really only been a first team player for a matter of exaggeration, but matter of months. Like it's amazing what the Don's doing, man. Like even against Real Madrid, I must admit, obviously because it's Real Madrid, I thought, oh, you know what? You might have a tough day today defensively, and of course, there's going to be tough moments where he loses form and makes mistakes. But he saved us a lot of money, man. Like he's kept Calafiori out of the team, who you could argue could be a centre half, but he's brought in probably to deputise at left back as well. Cost big money. Lewis-Skelly's taking his spot, man. It'd be interesting. I got to ask you on Miles Lewis-Skelly. Do you think he's going to get opportunities in midfield, or do you think he's a fullback now?
Oh, good question. Very good question. Whether signs of Zubimendi and that. I want to see him in midfield because sometimes when he holds on to the ball, which is fine because he hasn't cost him massively yet. I think that is something that you do in a midfield position. I think sometimes if you get caught there, even though he does kind of dribble into midfield and do it, I think I feel more comfortable him doing it further up the field than where he does. I think he's more adapted to be a midfielder as well because he can score goals. I think he has a knack of trying to break into that box. So I think I'd like to see him in midfield.
Reminds me of Dembele.
Yeah, facts. I just think Arteta, he just loves to take people out their positions and be versatile. But I think he's good enough and has the ability to be a really good midfielder for Arsenal. I really do. But I hope to see him in midfield. I think the future for him is in midfield. And we have so many bloody fullbacks. Why not, man? Jesus Christ. He's more for me acceptable in midfield than Zinchenko. And we've seen Zinchenko play there late in the back end of his time at Arsenal. I mean, he's still at Arsenal, but I think he has better qualities to go in midfield than what Zinchenko does. So for me, yeah. I think hopefully we do see him more in midfield.
The only thing I think he could play in midfield, but I mean, if we played with traditional fullbacks versus inverted, I don't know. And obviously, Arteta likes control. He likes to do all that, have other midfielders, and that's essentially what an inverted fullback is. And I think he's kind of cool with that. I think if Miles Lewis-Skelly was seen as an out-and-out centre mid option, I don't know how much game time you get where you've got maybe Partey signing new deals, Zubimendi obviously coming in, and Declan Rice in that 8. But it'd be lovely to see, man, because he'd be reverting back to his position. But it just shows take your chances. And for Miles Lewis-Skelly, I'm just of the thought of just play your games, man. I'm not saying you'll ever move out of left back, but I remember Saka coming through being a left back, and now he's one of the best right wingers in the world. So just play where you can in it. Minutes are currency, and you're getting a lot of that, man. If we move on, we got to talk about Gyökeres and Sesko, man. Let me know your thoughts on this. Arsenal went into the summer deciding between Benjamin Šeško and Gyökeres, but it's understood Sesko is currently leading. Sesko has long been considered as having a high ceiling, while there's a general viewpoint in the market that Gyökeres is overpriced. Where you at with that?
Yeah, it's bollocks to me. It pisses me off. I want Gyökeres, bro. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched much of Sesko. I kept saying this to people. I was like, I haven't watched him massively. I've watched a few clips. I've seen what people have said that watch RB Leipzig regularly. There was that viral woman that was going around and watches him week in, week out saying he can't link up play well, he can't pass the ball well at all. He can find the back, but he can't pass. Like he always has wayward passes, and for me, that's a problem. Gyökeres, I've watched him. I watched him for a while now. I watched him obviously against City. I watched him against
us.
Yeah, and even though we beat them, I could see he is a brute of a striker, physical, powerful, quick, and he's someone that will offer something different for Arsenal. So for me, I'm a big Gyökeres fan. I don't really want Sesko. He's supposed to be cheaper as well. I think like Sesko's release clause is like 90. I saw it's like 90. It's like
he's actually going to be more expensive, Sesko.
More expensive, yeah, to get. Obviously, his wage will be cheaper, but he's more expensive to get. And for me, I don't know. I think that's quite silly from Arsenal if they go for Sesko. I'm done with the projects. I don't want a project. Yes, I want a striker. We all do, but I'm done with the let's wait a couple of years to see him. I need a here and now. I need a gunman. For me, Gyökeres is that. Or look at other options. Like again, I mean, Jeremy brought up Alvarez recently. I wasn't really looking at him, but now you say it's gonna be hard to get. That sort of player would be great for Arsenal. And if you get a Gyökeres, I still want. Or if you get a Sesko, I still want another striker. If you get a Sesko, I want another striker. I want someone like, I keep saying João Pedro because I like João Pedro, especially if you get rid of Jesus. I mean, listen, he hasn't scored a load of goals, but I like that profile of striker. So I don't think Sesko could be enough. You need to get two if you're going to get just Sesko. If you're going to get Sesko, sorry. If you get Gyökeres, I still think you need a wide player, whether that's a Nico Williams.
You need that regardless.
You need that. So a Rodrygo, which I know we're half linked to. I don't think it's not even a link. They're just saying that, he might not be staying at Real Madrid. But yeah. So yeah, the Gyökeres Sesko thing, I've been speaking about it for a long time. We all have the whole Arsenal universe is, but for me, I'll go Gyökeres. But it seems like you said, Sesko's front runner is someone that they're saying Arteta is most keen on, and Andre Roberto wanted the Gyökeres. So I actually kind of want Gyökeres as well, just to debunk the whole Arteta has control over everything, which he does. But I'm just hoping someone goes against that. Yeah.
Well, I think you're right, Cecil, man. It's like there's pros and cons to both, man. I do think people are sleeping on Sesko, if I'm honest. I do think it will take a while, not necessarily years, but I do think he could be a very good player. I can see why we're linked with him. Obviously, if we've been looking at him for years and he's going to cost more than Gyökeres, then the Arteta must believe in him. But then I look at Gyökeres, like what you're saying. For me, it's something different. It's not stars of tomorrow. You're kind of ready right now. It is high risk, high reward because allegedly he's seen as overpriced. When you look through his stats, I don't want to do the Portuguese league thing, but he has got 18 pens. I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying, if you're an Arsenal striker, where on God's green earth are you getting 18 penalties from? So that kind of debut stuff. But his record is undeniable. He's 27. He's right now. You kind of it would send a statement to the fans that we do want a future proof for years to come, but we want guys today. And I'm at the point now where I can see the pros to Sesko, I can see the cons, the same with Gyökeres. Just make sure we have a striker, because I've seen the other side of it where not doing anything, how much it could cost us. I did see something I wanted to ask you. Yeah, obviously we've spoken about Sesko. Kepa, man. There's a couple of things I want to ask you, but Kepa, should we be doing this? I know it's only 5 million apparently.
Yeah, we need a backup goalkeeper. Kepa
he's scary though, man.
Yeah, same. But you say that, DG, but bro, Neto in goal against bloody Girona, bro, that scared me as well. So I mean, he's jumping, he's trying to save it outside his box. So if I'm real, as long as you're number 2, that's fine. However, I'm sure Arteta said when it was young Juan Garcia, he said that he wants the number 2 to really challenge for Raya's spot, kind of like what Raya did with Ramsdale. So I don't think Kepa's the one that I want to see doing that, but I don't mind him as a number 2 if I'm honest. Like if he's a Neto number 2, where you might even getting the cups is a bit mad right now because we need a cup.
Scary, man.
I don't know. Listen, I know we need a backup goalkeeper. I'm pushing for that this window as well, so I don't really mind who it is. And Kepa is experienced. Yeah, he's experienced. You know what? I trust in the keeper's decisions. They haven't really been wrong, if I'm being real. So I trust the backrooms.
Like, remember when we signed Runnison? I don't trust no one when it comes to goalies at Arsenal. Shout out David Ryan Ramsdale, but everyone can make mistakes. The scary
Matt
me.
Turner as well. Shit, what am I talking
Matt
about?
Turner as well. To be fair, he weren't as bad as my man. But
No, he weren't. But all right, cool. Shit, that's a bit of a mad statement. I just think, yeah, listen, if you're gonna get a Kepa, I'm not too angry. I'm not too angry. As long as Rice is number one, I'm not too mad. But if there's other goalkeepers out there, these lot normally do their job, fine. So I wouldn't mind Juan Garcia, to be fair, but
same, but it just feels like he's moving ever closer to bar, so it feels like we missed the boat.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if we got Garcia, I genuinely feel maybe last season, obviously coming into now, he would have been second fiddle. But I think at some point we would have had our, like Arteta's had the Emmy Martinez versus whoever won that race in goal, or Ramsdale versus Leno, or Ramsdale versus Raya. That would have been the case, man. This is a bit conflicting. Yeah, let me read two things to you, because the Sky Sports is saying left wing and striker are the priority positions at Arsenal, and the club have a number of targets in each. Berra is understood to be gathering information on the best players in each position before deciding with Mikel Arteta which deals to execute. And then, people, if I skip to this, to the Daily Mail, it's saying signing a left winger is a desire, not a certainty. It will likely depend on the cost of the striker they sign. One option could be to sign a developing youngster. So it feels a bit conflicting, like where we want a left winger. A left winger is not a priority. Where are you at with the left winger? Because I think it's unacceptable not to get one.
Yeah, we need a left winger. We need a strike. We need both. We need both, regardless. And that pains me to say, because obviously we all know Martinelli. I'm a big fan of Martinelli. So obviously Trossard's there as well. But I actually think you need to impress tough in it. Like, having three left wingers is a bit mad, but I think you actually need a winger that can play on both sides. Facts. So you need like a Semenyo who can do both sides. He's comfortable. He can play both wings. There's actually a few out there. So yeah, I don't know about it saying it's desirable. I think that should be a priority as well. I think you've heavily addressed the defense so much, Arteta. Yeah, you've heavily looked at the defense. So, and you've improved on that so many times. Why can't you do that with the attack? So I think you can double up. You need a striker and a winger for me. So I don't know what I feel about that. Two contradicting kind of statements. Exactly. I liked what I heard in that first one. Yeah, that he's got a lot of options in both positions, and they're going to look to execute. That is brilliant news. This other one is a bit higgity jiggity. I hope
it's a bit scary, isn't it? Like, I don't want to hear this, man. Like, go on.
If in the Mail Online, I think I'm just gonna have to just go with the whole. Listen, don't trust them, trust the Sky. But we'll see. I hope Sky is right in that.
I'm trusting Berto, man, because the only way I would accept not signing a wide man is if they bring me two strikers. You get me? I know we're not going to get Gyökeres and Sesko, but you get me Gyökeres, that's your right now guy. Sesko's your kind of rotationary option. I might say, all right, cool, you know what? I'll allow left wing, as provided you do all the other areas. But whether we sign a young striker, an experienced striker, two strikers in a winger and a striker, address no areas or address all areas, Mikel Arteta, by hook or by crook, you and everyone at Arsenal needs to get a trophy over the line next season, or there's got to be questions. So just make sure you have the window and we've got the depth that we need, man. How are you feeling about Rodrygo? Like, do you think it can happen? Have you got optimism? I need some convincing, Sesko. I must admit, man.
I'll be honest. The news broke when we were live on Thursday about him not staying. Well, the way it's written out when it broke was like, if this, if that, if Real Madrid don't, and if that, and I'm like, it feels very it doesn't feel concrete enough right now. As much as I want to give everyone hope, and Rodrygo be quality, because he also tracks back as well from what I spoke to Kenya about, and what we thought, and she's like, yeah, he works back. He's the only one that works back out the front three. So he would fit into Arsenal. And
left wing is free as well.
I just feel like it's very if, but, and maybe. I think Arsenal should be prioritizing him, if I'm honest. I don't know right now. See, that's what I'm saying. Someone said there, TW, if Berta brings Rodrygo, I trust him for life. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, when we said about, does he have a hard job? I don't think he has a hard job. I honestly don't. I think you get one big signing, and at the end of the day, we've always said, like, we need the big shiny toy and we never get there. If he does one of those, gets one of those in, and then maybe brings in a striker, I promise you the fans are over the moon. There won't be anyone question Andrea Berta. So I don't think he has a hard job. I'd love to see Rodrygo. I think that'd be the smart thing for Andrea Berta to attack, to get people on side. And he's quality. I think it'd work.
What if they say Rodrygo but no striker? Like we give you Rodrygo Cecil, but there's no forward landing. You can play Rodrygo up front if you want, but yeah.
Honestly, you want the truth? For me, I wouldn't mind that. I know for majority,
I'm a hypocrite as well. Yeah, 100%. I'm a hypocrite.
Because Robbie went mad. He was like, "Bro, I just want to strike. I don't care about who all these wings." For me, I wouldn't mind
Rodrygo, bro.
And the reason why I say it as well is because I've seen what PSG have done without a striker, and I think we can hit those levels. We have a quality there. Like, so for me, I wouldn't mind that. I know people don't want to hear that, but for me, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind.
I'm with you, man. It's hypocritical, but for Rodrygo, 100%. Don't get it twisted. I'll be there being a hypocrite and saying, "Oh, why did we only buy Rodrygo?" That's my job as a fan. I'm shameless, but I would love it. I don't believe it though. I believe, if he was available, I'm sure we'll throw our hat into the ring, much like everyone in Europe. I just think he's going to cost too much. There's going to be too much on the wages. I don't know how much of the budget's depleted. They're in the Club World Cup, and you'd imagine even if Rodrygo says, "I want to leave," it's not gonna happen anytime soon. So I don't know, man. I genuinely think he wants to make it at Real Madrid. And if I'm Xabi Alonso, I've just walked into Real Madrid. I got bare things to do. Let's not be under any illusion. There's so much pressure. Everybody's looking at me to be a tactical. I've got so much to worry about, and I need a big squad. I'm gonna tell Rodrygo everything under the sun. Yeah, you're gonna play. I'm gonna build a team around you. I'm gonna do whatever. Just part that off. Once the window's closed, you can't do anything. So it'd be interesting to see what's going on. Are you having Rafa Leão?
Everyone tells me no, and I like his profile, but I think I've been swayed to the no side. I think I was yes, and then I swayed because he just doesn't track. He doesn't work hard back. He won't work in his team. He's powerful. He's strong, but he's not consistent enough. I like his build, his profile, his moments, but I don't know. I think I took a deep look into him last week. So I was like, oh, we should come with Rafael, but then it doesn't work back. He's a bit too inconsistent as well in performances. So, like, if the team's not playing well and he's not getting the service, he's not the guy to grab the game and win it for you. So, I think I'm gonna pull off Leão. I was a fan at first, but there's better wingers for me.
And I don't want no more project players. Like, he's not a project player, but I mean, like, he's like a rough diamond. Like, the player's there. He does have the ability to track and be more consistent. But for the money we're going to have to spend for the experience, I don't really want that from you, if I'm completely honest. I like Rafa. I'm not going to cry if we sign him, but yeah, it's a bit meaty. You telling me for Morgan Rogers?
Come on, brother. This is silly. Of course. I'll pay part of the salary myself. I like Morgan Rogers, man.
Same.
I was gonna say, when we said about Rodrygo, if you sign him and not a striker, you'd have to get a nice number 8 or a good 10. And listen, Rogers. Yeah, see, what Aaron said there. If we got Rodrygo and Rogers and or Eze, I'm more than happy. I've been campaigning for Eze.
Which one would you want?
I like
Eze and Rogers. Is difficult, you know.
I like them both, bro. I'm happy. I'll be honest. Man. They're cold, bro. They're cold. They're the guys who need. They're powerful. They'll get you goals. They're the
dynamic runners.
Pay to watch. Yeah, you pay to watch those players, man. So I can't give you an answer on which one because I'll take them both with both hands. So yeah, man. Big 'em up. That's an easy one.
Bring either one, man. I mean, it give us more ingredients. I don't know if Odegaard would come out the side on occasion and Rogers would play in the 10. Exactly. Then you got Rogers that could play on either flank. Maybe him and Rice could be 2 dynamic number 8s. It just comes down to big money. And I don't necessarily believe it because I feel every summer we see Newcastle players and Aston Villa players linked with moves away because of PSR. I have no doubt Arsenal and everyone is interested in Morgan Rogers, but it's going to take big money, man. And, I wish we lived in a fantasy world where we could get Rodrygo, Rogers. I take your pick between Gyökeres and Sesko. We'll be laughing now. And then, like you said, maybe Berta would get his own paintings and whatnot around the ground. What are you saying for Nico Williams? There are talks that he's in contract extension talks with Bilbao, but do you rate him? Played well the other week.
He played well the other week. Other week and international duty as well. Yeah, he's doing well. He done well, and obviously in the Euros as well. But his form in the league wasn't great at all. I think he didn't even hit double figures. I don't think he weren't great in his league, but he is an exciting player. He is a player that, again, a lot of people I think would see his image and say, yeah, want him, get him. But I don't know why I'm questioning Nico Williams. I think he's a good player, but yeah, I think maybe it's the fact that I know he's
more to come.
Stay. Yeah, it's more to come. It's a bit of a project, and I know he's probably going to stay as well. Like when I hear the news about players probably staying with their clubs or signing some rights, I kind of just cross them off in my head. So yeah, I don't know about Nico Williams as much as a player he is. Yeah.
Well, you can ignore that. That's about Tomiyasu and that. You have Sane.
Sane is funny because he's gone on a free and like he's kind of done now, and it's kind of like it's another ex-Man City player. I actually liked Sane when he played against us in the Champions League. I thought he was quality. I thought he was a problem, and I don't know why a year later I'm like, no. I just think I don't know. Like I said, when there's better options, listen, I wouldn't be angry at Sane. I just feel like it's a bit of a waste buy. It's a bit of a.
It needs to come in as well as another player, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's
fans are looking like, oh, what's this?
It's a panic buy. It's a panic sign.
Yeah.
It's a last minute. Panic may be a bit too strong. It's just what's left.
They'll say market opportunity.
Yeah, it's a Sterling signing for me. So I wouldn't mind Sane, but I'm not. I'll be honest. There's loads more players ahead of him, which you kind of popped up already. Than Sane. I think he'll kind of be quite low on my list.
There's rumors around. I'm not going to read all of this, but there's rumors around Arsenal had been expected to sell Gabriel Jesus this summer, for obvious reasons. It's not. There's actually rumors where we're going to give him a new deal. Like, how do you feel about that? It's no madness.
It's mad, but because he's injured, you have to sell. Like, you have to see him to sell him. He's got to play. If it's a long-term deal, it's stupid. If it's like a year extension, I get it because you're signing him onto a year, so then you can sell him basically, and I understand that. But I'll be honest, I don't know what Jesus should get back. He's done both knees now. I mean, coming back,
peaking it.
Yeah, we saw Timber come back from a knee injury and done really well. To see Jesus come back from 2 different knees, I don't know what player you're going to get. I actually think the last knee injury affects him anyway. He wasn't the same as when we first signed him, so.
Yeah,
I don't think it's smart business from Arsenal giving him a long-term deal. I don't think they will. I think they're aware of that. I think they'll try and re-sign to a year extension just so we can sell him on and hopefully give him some minutes and sell him on.
Feel sorry for Jesus though, man. Hopefully, above all, if that gives him some motivation to get fit, it'd be great, Cecil. But it's, like you said, 2 ACLs or whatever in both knees. Dark,
bro. To come back from that and be top level again. Is probably unheard of, if I'm honest. I'll be to come back at top level, boy. I'll be shocked. So it's a big ask, and the club will be aware of that as well. They're not stupid. These club doctors and scientists will know that it's going to be a big ask for him to come back. But it's a shame because I love Jesus. He kind of gave me my kickstart AFTV as well, the welcome videos and whatnot. Big him up, man. I've always got a lot of time and love for Jesus, man. But yeah, I think it's time Arsenal is done.
What are you saying for Ademola Lookman? Yeah, like apparently Hansi Flick wants him at Barcelona. Fee goes as high as 60 million euros, so that's about 50 odd million pounds. And it says as low as 30 million, so that's about 20 odd. Like, you having Lookman, especially at them prices?
It's a good. I actually don't think it's that bad of a price considering what he's achieved. I think he's bounced around the Premier League and failed at a lot of clubs in the Premier League. So that's something I always look at. Everton's, the Fulhams, and whatnot. He was also, I think, the Palace as well. He's done a lot coming through. He's had a mad story, a mad journey, but he's now finding a lot of success. I actually think his agent or himself would be advised to stay out of the Premier League. That sounds mad, I know, but speaking to players of late, I've listened, again, another name drop, forgive me, but Nathan Teller, I got him to Ball League last week. I speak to him now. He's actually a friend of mine, which is quite nice. He obviously was at Arsenal as a kid. He's like, I don't want to come to the Premier League. Like he was the invincible season at Leverkusen, and currently by Leverkusen, but I think he's looking for his next move. He's like, I don't want to come to the Premier League. And I speak to some players that play for Canada when I'm with CONCACAF, and they say they're not looking too much at the Premier League anymore. I think a lot of players now have a lot of success out of the Premier League and abroad.
Need to be looking at Saudi, man. Get paid, man.
Word, I think Ademola Lookman, I don't think he'll be looking at I don't know. People say the Premier League's the best place to go because it's most competitive and whatnot, and you want to reach certain level of success. But I think he's having so much success away from that. Obviously, African Player of the Year, winning Europa League and whatnot. I think he might look to, and I think he does his best out of the Premier League. So I don't know. I think he's a good player. If Arsenal sign him, the answer from an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't be angry at it, but I personally don't see that happening at all. In my opinion, him coming back to the Premier League. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought.
You know what? That's a good. Cecil, that's a good way of looking at it, you know, like whether it's because of the headache you're going to get in the Prem, whether it's the scrutiny, whether it's just, I know he plays for Nigeria, but I've grown up in England. Like, football's allowed me to see the world. Why come back? That's a good outlook.
The amount of players I've spoken to of late, I'm saying recently, young players, everything, I don't know what it is, but the way they look at I don't know. It feels like how I feel when I left playing. I didn't like football when I left playing. When I speak to young players now, or players that I played out of the Premier League, they say, bro, there's so much out there for you in Germany, Spain, and all that. Now, like, I feel like they're starting to move away from the what, you know, the idea of, or the mentality that the Premier League is everything. That's from the vibe I get at the moment. Anyway.
This guy DG doesn't want Nigerian players after Nigeria lost. After Jamaica lost. Shut up, man. Shut up. Yeah, you got way more people in your country than us, and we took you to pens. Don't worry, we'll get you next time, man. Right. My final thing for you then, yeah. Obviously, I'm not expecting you to know this guy, but apparently we're in advanced talks with Matteo Tregonozzi over a senior recruitment role. So it seems like Berta's shaping up stuff. What are you saying for this?
I think, again, with this, timing is timing's weird. Like, it's not a PR thing, but it's like when you sign to the club, like surely you should have your staff ready to go with you. And maybe they've looked at this guy and thought, you know, he's very good, so now we're bringing him in a bit later. But I thought everyone brings their staff together. So I saw this top, and I said, my first thing is, can he play up front? But obviously it's not a striker, it's a fucking which is annoying. So I'm just like, okay, it's all well and good with you're bolstering your backroom staff and whatnot, and I get it. I've actually looked at some of I looked at his back record. It's Juve, sort of Juve players. It's a lot of Juve players that he's scouted before, and some big ones as well. He's got a good track record.
Yildiz and Howson and all them guys.
Yeah, man. So he's got a good track record. It's just like, I'll be honest, I don't want to hear this news right now, though. I just want signings. Not signings of backroom staff. But listen, it might bode well. We'll have to see. We'll have to see when he comes in. But I don't know too much about him apart from the Juve stuff, and he's got a good track record. It just bodes well for Arsenal. But brother, all well and good. Get the deals over the line. Make some announcements. Then we can talk. You know?
That's all you want to hear. Like, this is great. Do all of this stuff, but just make sure simultaneously you're doing what needs to be done for the squad next season. It's like when we're linked with all these young players, I'm not against them. I'm all for finding gems and players of tomorrow and all of that stuff. But what you can't get away with is you need players today. And I feel in the last 3 years now, we always do a lot of talking about the past. We do a lot of talking about the future. We haven't quite grasped seizing the present moment, man. This is a good question to end with, Cecil. There's a question specifically for you. Where is it? I think there we go. Big up Oslo Gooner, man. You're probably excited that Norway won yesterday. Are you going on the pre-season tour, Cecil? You surely got to be going. Where is it? Hong Kong? It's not America this year.
Yeah. This is one thing about this. I mean, it's like a dream that you get to do. You go to travel and do these things. I think pre-season tours will not. If you speak to a lot of us that go on them, they're probably the favorite times. There's no pressure. It's good vibes. You get vibes. Yeah, you get good access as well to the players. Yes, I go to Hong Kong and Singapore. See the North London Derby in Hong Kong end of July. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the preseason tour. I'm going to be in Cannes in 2 weeks. I'm going to be at Houston and St. Louis for CONCACAF Gold Cup. If anyone's in any of those places, hit me up. And
everywhere playing
preseason tour. Man, I work. Well, damn it.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Work out for a run. So yeah, I'm there. I'm enjoying, man. Summer, man. Got to try and live life.
Bro, you're going to miss Carnival.
Enjoy it, man. Huh?
Are you going to miss Carnival? I'm trying to do the maths mentally.
I'm normally back for Carnival. I'm sure I'm always back for Carnival. I'm sure I am. The bank holiday. Yeah, I should be back from...
You can't miss Carnival, man. I don't want to talk too tough, but it's a glorious sight.
Carnival is chaos, but I'm normally there. Yeah, August bank holiday. Is it August bank holiday or is it in
Yeah,
August bank holiday. Yeah, we're back. That's the 4th. So it's the weekend we get back. The weekend we get back is Carnival. Yeah, Friday the 1st.
Okay, you better shake off that jet lag, broski.
Man will be, bro. I'm at it's chaos, but I'll be there. Yeah, Carnival.
Carnival's not rubbish. Hey, where's all these comments coming from? Don't let the riffraff scare you. Carnival's amazing.
Yeah, man. Man's there every year, bro. Come on, man's there every year. But yeah, all blessings. I'll be there.
Come on, man. And obviously, safe flight and all of that in advance, man. Cecil, it's been a good 90 or just shy of 90 minutes. We've spoken about everything. Appreciate you. Let people know they can find you. Not that they need to know, but go on.
Cecil_G on all platforms. Obviously, if you'll see me in other places, AFTV. Big up SDS as well, Baller League. Come on.
Yeah, shout out to them, man.
Big them up every time. CONCACAF, socials, side man, chat. And you'll see me if you don't see me, but love and guidance, everyone, man. Bless up, man. Appreciate you all.
Come on. And then people, I'll try and get Cecil back on the platform, probably like August, because the man's busy. Yeah, but yeah, you lot asked for this. Appreciate Cecil once again for doing this. I've tried my best to deliver. Appreciate you lot. If you follow Cecil on the platforms he's discussed, all his stuff's in the descriptions. Smash the like button. And let's let the man enjoy his day, man. Cecil, come on, my guy. Love. Chat. One love, man. In Blessings. A bit.